Right, so 10 millimeter there. Looks like there's a washer that fell off for that little inspection cover. 18 millimeter for the 2 bolts up top and the 2 starter bolts, and then 16 millimeter for the 3 bolts underneath. The only thing that should be holding this on now is the dowel pins in the output shaft, which, well, really just the dowel pins, right? So I'll get my tripod and some gloves and see if we can't shake this thing off here. Okay, so this will be the first time this transmission's off this car. It's stock, completely stock clutch, even with power mods. And what we're thinking, we'll find out when it's apart, but I would guess it's an LUK, which the Mark III's had. And since this is a 2000, early 2000, it has some Mark III parts inside it. So hopefully that's the case, and that'll explain why it never slipped on me or anything like that. Yeah, we'll get a new fluid, get rid of this dual mass flywheel. I'd be surprised if it's still even intact, although it never gave me any issues. Yeah, just one huge greasy bolt back here in the corner. It's so dirty I didn't even see it. There we go. Ha. Yep, right there, LUK. So it's got a really nice clutch. It's really held up. So I think probably due diligence, right? We'll go ahead and we'll replace the throw out, and we'll replace our rear main. Well, it's all apart. So priority though, I'll worry about that later. It's getting this cleaned up, get it up on the stand, out in the driveway, wash it off real nice. That way we can pull it back off the stand with the engine there. So we won't worry about clutch stuff until the transmission's done. We ran a bit later than I thought working on that Honda. The sun was going down, kind of racing that. So, but afterwards I was able to get 3 on with what I had, and it's just a transmission. So I think, that one can just dangle. It's going to be just fine to get this thing cleaned up. So order of business tonight is, I would like to get things stripped off of it, right? So like this mount can come off, this little brace for it can come off. Really, that's about it. So yeah, so these will get gone. We'll probably go ahead and take the speedometer thingamawhat's off, just so we can rotate it and drain it. There's probably a plug, a fill plug somewhere. I've always filled them through the speedometer hole. Here's a plug. So we'll look up what the actual process is, but really what we're going to do is just like I've done with any other of these. They're not real sensitive to the amount of fluid in them. So we'll drain it out of the speedo hole, and then we'll fill it out of the speedo hole before we put it back in the car at some point. But if we drain it tonight, it'll just be a little lighter to work with, not by much, but every little bit counts. And then we'll put that back on to protect the hole when we power wash this off, because I think really that's going to be the ticket, right? Is get a bunch of degreaser all over it, let it soak a bit, and then just power wash it. Otherwise you're going to be in here with brushes trying to clean it. It's just not going to work. And the only spots I think we need to worry about when power washing are going to be around these flanges, because there's a rubber seal in there. We don't want to get in super close. We want to make sure we don't screw this guy up, right? He should be watertight, but be careful. And then on the inside here, we'll spray that off probably last. Get the throw out bearing out, get it off the stand, and then spray that. So we'll get the rest of it all clean before then. And then I found out that you can buy just the cable ends, so I don't need a whole cable, so that's good. Yeah, I think overall we're in pretty good shape. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay, well, this will be a fun one. This is what 200,000 mile transmission oil looks like. Oh, that pin's in there. I'll have to use two hands for a second. Okay. Yeah, I did spray some cleaner on it to kind of soften up stuff for tomorrow. But oh, it's like brown. It looks like hot chocolate. So, I mean, that's expected, right? Like, not a whole lot of maintenance going on in this world. Just drove it. Oof. I feel kind of bad. Like, part of me feels a little bad, but it's still slippery, right? I think so.